everybody. Today I'm gonna review a George Romero movie, a little bit of a letdown movie, Diary of the Dead. His found footage debut in 2007 got a 5.5 on Imdb. For a found footage movie, that's good, but for a George A. Romero movie, that's not so good. Rest in peace, Romero. He's one of the best, especially in the zombie genre. I'm a big fan of him in his first trilogy of the Dead, Night, Dawn, and Day of the Dead. And I think I did Dawn of the Dead, but I did the remake, but I should have did Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead, and then Day of the Dead. But I'm gonna do Day of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead too, because I owe it to him. He's one of the. He looked like a swell guy, and you know. But this movie, it's just you got Jason, who's basically the camera guy. He's the guy who films it all. He's obsessed with filming everything. So much so that he doesn't care about the people surrounding him, the people that he's supposed to love, like his girlfriend Deborah. You've got a guy named Tony, and I think he's together with a girl named Bree. Then you've got Tracy. This is a group of people that meet each other at some point. They are all basically making a movie, a horror movie, for the professor of a movie professor named Professor Rob. Then you've got Elliot, and he's playing the mummy in the movie. It's about a killer mummy. But then, of course, they hear that an outbreak is happening. They go to check it out on the radio. They see things happening. They go to, for some reason, they go to a hospital. And what happens is, at some point, you see a zombie. So they found one of these girls had a gun, a small gun with like an MP7, James Bond gun, and so Jason's filming everything, and meanwhile you've got a zombie that is eating another patient on a table, and apparently that zombie is Tom Savini. And at the same time, you can hear on the radio a cop saying that you have to shoot him through the head. Tom Savini's voice. So that's cool. There are a few cool things in there, like a few fun facts that I'm gonna say later on. Now, the zombie attacks Deborah. The rest of the group is somewhere else, another wing of the hospital. They're taking supplies and shit like that, because somebody's wounded, I guess, and they had to take supplies. And they go to she's standing there, and Jason, a little help here. No, yeah, just go with the flow. Go with the flow. I mean, he's just standing there, and this zombie, luckily these are really slow zombies, are just, and she's going, come on, yeah, good shot. And eventually I think she kills it with or Tony has the gun, he shoots it. I'm not sure of that, but she kills it with a like a metal prod kind of thing, um, through the head, because they heard it through the radio. And she said you have to kill him. You have to. And then Tony is shooting at another zombie, and he doesn't die. And then she says you have to shoot him through the head. And I think one zombie is getting killed by these electropads to the head, and the head explodes. And one zombie is Greg Nicotero. One of the follow-up. You can say he's the follow-up guy after Tom Savini, special makeup and special effects. He's also a zombie, a doctor zombie, who bites Tony at some point. But like I said, he's standing there with a camera. He can easily get help. He can help him, but he's constantly, that's a good shot. Yeah. And he gets bit in the arm, and then eventually they kill the zombie, and then they go away, and it's I mean, he's constantly, and they're all saddened, and they're, and then at some point there's a cop car burning, and a state trooper, but he's a zombified state trooper is coming out, and they just ram it, and the girl that's behind the wheel she can't take it, and eventually what does she do? She takes the gun, and she stops the car, and she gets out, and they say let her have a moment, and she shoots her in the head, and okay. And he's filming. Okay, yeah. There's this one scene, and that's one of the coolest scene with this Amish guy dude that can't speak. He's mute. I guess he's not deaf, but mute, and he's making these cardboard things, and he's saying things, and look over there, and they see all these zombies, and he takes a stick of dynamite and just throws it at them. So 7 zombies just blow up in the air, and eventually they can drive the RV in their barn, because their RV is damaged, probably by just running hundreds of zombies, because the entire highway is riddled with zombies, and they're constantly hearing boom, boom, and seeing all the blood on the front of the RV. And is that Tracy couldn't handle, and the Amish guy and Professor Rob, those two are my favorites, because Professor Rob knows that shit hits the fan. He's just like, I'm drinking my scotch. He has a flask of whiskey, and everywhere he can find a drink, he is aware that the situation is just foobar, but he's a guy, when shit needs to happen, he's gonna do something, he's not a coward. He doesn't want to play the leader, but he's kind of a leader. He's the oldest of the group, he's the professor, but he doesn't want to be the leader, but he does want to be helpful. And the Amish guy, and then at some point the zombies come in, and the Amish guy is taking a sight, and he's just sighting these zombies' heads off and limbs off, and the Amish guy is just a zombie killer. And then he gets bit by this fucking Jason, who is keeping the camera, and he's holding the camera in his face to the Amish guy, and he wants to get in the RV, but he can't, because fucking Jason is filming, and he gets bit. The Amish guy does the coolest move ever. He just takes a side right through his head, through the others, through the zombie's head too. It's fucking Jason who's holding the fucking camera all the time. And everybody is saying to Jason, put down the fucking camera. And no. And then there's a point where they are picked up by these survivors, they looters basically, who have all these. This guy was a National Guardsman. He has an AR-15 assault rifle. Everybody has assault rifles and shit, and shotguns, and they eventually, the guy is eventually not a bad guy, and he says, okay, you can have this so much diesel, and you can have some food and water and some guns and this and that. So they get a few guns, a shotgun, a handgun. I think Professor Rob wants to keep it classic. I think he hunted before, and he takes the bow and arrow. And eventually they go on their merry way. And Elliot, the zombie guy, who apparently, from the moment that he heard that a zombie outbreak was coming, basically it's a clever idea in a certain way. He steps in his fucking Porsche because he's rich, and he goes to his daddy's house, which is basically a fucking fortress. They drive through his house. The gate is completely open. The front door is completely open, and we meet Elliot. And Elliot is acting strange, saying, "Come in, come in, come in." And apparently Elliot has been bitten. Duh, because everything is just wide open. Now, at some point, Elliot tries to kill. There's another guy in a group with glasses. He gets killed by Elliot. Okay, he's in the bedroom. He has no idea, but there are all cameras all over the place because they have a panic room. And at some point, like Elliot is killed one of their group, and then Jason keeps filming, and then he sees Elliot as a zombie, and he's going after Bree, and she's come on, let me see some action. Come on, Bree, do something. And she's like, help me. But the zombies are so slow. Come on, do something, Bree. And she's always, help me, stop filming. Help. She's more annoyed than scared at this point. I mean, it got to a point that she's so annoyed towards Jason and not scared from a zombie that she basically she takes the RV and just drives away. Okay. Eventually they kill Elliot zombie, and they kill him. He goes back in the door, and then eventually they just keep everything wide open, and eventually zombies get in, of course, by the noise, and Elliot zombie kills Jason. He doesn't want to stop filming, and of course, because he doesn't want to stop filming, he gets killed, and he asks Deborah to keep filming, and then she basically takes over his place. They go to the panic room, this fancy panic room, but for how long can they stay there? Because now it's so stupid. This house was literally a castle. High fences, concrete walls all around, a mansion of portion, a kitchen fully prepped with food and everything you can have. But apparently Elliot has been bit, and that's a cool shot. He all his parents, the cooks, the butlers, were all bit, and he put them in the pool, and they're all alive, hanging on a piece of chain and alive, and they're like trying to swim above, and it's pretty cool. That's a cool scene, but instead of handling Elliot fast, killing him fast, because okay, you know, Jason knows he's a zombie now and he's getting after Bree. Kill him, close everything up, kill the zombies in the pool. It's easy to do. Take a giant prod or something, and or you know, like Dr. Rob's bow, ping, or whatever, or knife them. They can't do shit. No, they keep everything open, and zombies just overrun the entire place. And they're staying in the panic room. Now, the only ones who survived are Deborah, Dr. Rob, and was there someone with them? I don't think so. I think those two. Was there a third person? Yeah, Bree, but she got away with the RV. I'm not sure if there's not another person that stayed in the panic room. I think there will only be two people in there. And then she's filming herself. Let the know this, what happened. Let the world know what happened here. And oh, I got 60,000 views. That's good. No, but this movie is not good. It's really not good. It's not good as a found footage movie. It's all over the place. It's not good. There's no way in hell that he would keep filming in such an instance, because zombies are literally everywhere. He's just basically not helping his girlfriend. If it would be his parents, he wouldn't help them. He would just film for the views, for people to see it, what's happening. And his idea for the filming is that people see this and let the world know, and he's the only one who's doing this. He's putting it on a network, on TV, so on a computer, on a channel, so he gets the views. People are seeing this so they can see what's happening, because at some point a small truck with National Guard soldiers stopped them in their RV, and he says, "Oh, cool, guys. You guys have a tight bunch here. Can you put the fucking camera down?" Why? Can you fucking put the fucking camera down? And then eventually everything they got from the looters, the guys, with the soldier guy with the AR-15, and all the looters, and basically looters, but looters in a way that are sympathetic with people that try to survive. They take all their shit, their ammo, their everything, except Rob's bow and arrow, because they think it's bullshit, and food, water, everything, ammo, guns, they take everything. And by the way, these three dicks, I think 3 soldiers, are the same in the last. Got Land of the Dead, which also is gonna be reviewed, and meh movie. But then you've got a very survival of the dead, and these 3 characters. So it begins with them looting the RV, and then going away. So it's basically, I think it's a continuation of this movie, but it's not a found footage. And then they go to an island, and that island is linked to the Dawn of the Dead remake island, where they head up at the very end. Yeah, so it's the same island where they filmed Survival of the Dead, and it's with those three, you know, National Guard soldiers. But it's even till his death, even till the moment he died, he kept filming. Okay, yeah, and yeah. Now, apparently, a voiceover from a newsreader was played by Quentin Tarantino. How cool is that? Yeah, Quentin Tarantino doing a voiceover. Now, apparently, Tarantino was a big fan of Romero. Yeah. Tony, the guy who had the gun initially and gets bitten in the hospital by the Greg Nicotero zombie, he plays later on in the Paul W. Anderson movies Wesker in Afterlife and the two movies after that. Those really good movies of Resident Evil. But yeah, I mean, those are a few fun facts. It also plays in the same universe apparently with Night of the Living Dead. So you've got, when Night of the Living Dead happens, the outbreak, it's in the same universe as that. The outbreak just started. It just started. So you have a lot of, you see in the movie that there are still a lot of people. But what I always wanted to see is a movie with an outbreak that you've got. Where the fuck is the military? There's the United States of America has the strongest military in the world. Where the fuck are all the soldiers? You see some National Guardsmen. Where the fuck are all the tanks? Abram tanks, the fucking F-35 jets putting I remember a scene in The Walking Dead where in, I think, season 2, they see from a distance jet fighters putting napalm all over the streets of Atlanta. Napalm, just destroying everything. It's the same thing they used in when they said Code Red in 28 weeks later, when they're just napalming all the streets with jet fighters. They go to business. They put soldiers on the case. They have Apache helicopters. I mean, you don't see that in the outbreak. Nobody's doing something. There's just you know what I mean? That's something that I never, and it's the beginning of the outbreak. So film that. That would be cool. Cool to see how they basically get destroyed. That the army gets destroyed by the dead. That's something I want to see. Not Jason, the camera guy. No, but it's a disappointment. It's a disappointment. And a 5.5 for a found footage, that's good, but not for a George A. Romero movie. I would say give it a watch. There are a few good scenes with the Amish guy, Rob, the Professor Rob is cool at some point in Deborah's house where her parents are, but her parents are all zombies. Her kid, she has a kid brother. The kid brother is also a zombie, but he just aims. He first loots the drink cabinet, for alcohol, and then he aims at the kid's head, and the kid wants to jump, and Deborah and Rob, Professor Rob, just shoots an arrow and the kid hangs against the wall. That's a cool shot. And like I said, the zombies underneath the water, that he basically kept all the zombies alive. His mom, his dad, the people who worked there, because it's a castle. It's really a castle. That's a cool shot, but more I can't. And like I said, the small thing like Quentin Tarantino is doing voiceover, some, but you have to really look at it to hear it, to know it. Tom Savini is a zombie. Greg Nicotero is a zombie in the hospital. So yeah, like you said, a 5.5. I wouldn't even give it a 5, or actually 4.5. But IMDb gives it a 5.5. I think it's. I don't want to give it a 5.5, but I don't want to give it a 4.5 because I love Romero and he's dead. And I'm gonna give him a 5 out of 10 and give it a watch. Give it a watch, but you're gonna get frustrated by this Jason asshole. So give it a watch and see you later. Bye.